How's your week been, Cillian?
It's been a little crazy.
Has it been crazy?
Yeah. Well, I really have to tell the listeners about this big hot tabletop game.
Okay.
The Red Wings beat the Stanley Cup champion, Florida Panthers, 2-1.
Wow, in tabletop hockey?
Yeah.
That's
It
awesome.
was in Little Caesars Arena, but our hometown team, Detroit Red Wings, had a whiteout.
Had a whiteout. Very cool. I like it. At home. Very neat.
And then the Florida Panthers had to put on blue.
They had to wear their dark jerseys.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the Red Wings got the win, 2-1.
Yeah.
Who scored for the Red Wings?
So first we had Dean Dallas scoring the first goal.
Okay. Very good.
Then the second goal was scored by Big Stick McGillicuddy.
Yeah, Big Stick McGillicuddy.
And then for the Panthers, they only scored one goal.
Yeah, wow.
Their only goal was scored by Dalen Augustine.
Dalen Augustine. Okay, very good.
Yeah.
So the Red Wings got the win. That's awesome. Very good. Well, the Red Wings are in winning ways in the NHL as well right now.
Now they travel to Edmonton to play the Edmonton Oilers.
In tabletop hockey.
They'll play till 6 o'clock, and then the game will end.
Okay, sounds good.
It'll go from 3. The game will face off at 3:30, and then the game will finish at 6:30.
Perfect. Gotta love a timed game, right?
Yeah.
That's good. Awesome. Okay. Anything else that you'd like to tell the listeners about your week?
I haven't any football games yet.
No football games yet? Okay.
I think that was... Yeah, I think...
That's about it?
Yep.
Okay, sounds good. Well, are you ready to get into the sports then?
Yeah.
All right, that's what we're here to talk about. So first, we'll start with college football.
Do you pop on to ESPN?
Yep, I will show you the games as we start talking about them. So last week you had 5 picks, and so what we'll do is we'll start with your. Unfortunately, Cillian, you went 1 and 5, or I'm sorry, 1 and 4 in your picks. So you got 1 win and 4 losses. So it was a rough week in the picking category for you in college football, Cillian. You started off the week 28 and 19 by going 1 and 4. You're now 29 and 23, which is still over 500. So that's pretty good betting odds. But we'll jump into it. We'll start with the game that you won. Okay.
Yeah.
So you had picked the Ferris State Bulldogs over the Davenport Cougars, and they got the win big, 44-23. So they end the regular season undefeated, 11-0. Pretty cool, huh? Awesome. Next, you picked the Michigan State Spartans to beat the Penn State Nittany Lions, and unfortunately, Penn State got a big win in East Lansing, winning 28-10. You watched a little bit of that game. What did you think of that one?
Not well.
Not well. Yeah, Penn State or Michigan State and Penn State were tied at 10-10 for a little bit, but then Penn State just opened up the floodgates in the second half, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, with their run game was strong, and unfortunately, Michigan State sitting at 3-7, still looking for their first win in the Big Ten this year. They're not dead last in the Big Ten. Purdue Boilermakers are sitting at dead last right now, but Michigan State needs to get a win, don't they?
Yeah, they're 3-7.
That's right. So that took Penn State to 4-6. And we'll talk about who Michigan State and these teams are going to play here in a little bit after we run through your picks. Okay. The next pick you had was the Northwestern Wildcats with an upset over the University of Michigan Wolverines. And although it was looking like it might have happened with Northwestern up 22 to 21 late in the game, Michigan's kicker, Zvada, kicked a 31-yard field goal as time expired to win 24-22.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, so Michigan got the win over Northwestern. Bummer.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it was a close game, and definitely a barn burner. But Michigan's sitting at 8-2 right now after beating the 5-5 Northwestern Wildcats. Next up, you had in a top 25 matchup.
Let's see.
You had. Yep, I'm gonna show you the previews of the next game or the games coming up. Okay, but the next game that you had the number 4 Alabama Crimson Tide beating the number 11, or at the time I guess they were the number 12 Oklahoma Sooners, and unfortunately this was a very tight game, but Oklahoma move up to 11th. They're 8-2 with a 23-21 win over Alabama, who is also now 8-2. So Roll Tide did not roll so well. Boomer Sooner got the big win.
Yeah, doesn't look good.
It doesn't look good. And then last but not least, again, another loss, unfortunately.
Who is it?
You had the Texas Longhorns over the Georgia Bulldogs, and Georgia came out strong with a big win, going 9-1 now over the 7-3 now Texas Longhorns. Georgia won 35-10. Ouch.
Ouch, like Longhorns.
Yeah, ouch for the Longhorns. So next week, in some updates, so Alabama dropped 6 spots down to number 10. Oklahoma moved up 3 spots to number 8. Texas dropped 7 spots from number 10 down to number 17. And there were 5 teams that dropped out of the top 25 altogether. So there's some big shakeups in the top 25 this upcoming week.
I hope USC is not in my space.
Not in the what?
I hope they're not in the Big Ten.
Well, USC is in the Big Ten, and I actually have them if you want to go there. I have them as one of the games that you're going to pick today.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who are they playing? They gotta be someone.
So, in week 13, we have a top, we'll say 15 matchup with the USC Trojans, who are number 15 in the country, sitting at 8-2, traveling to Autzen Stadium in Eugene, Oregon, to face the number 7 Oregon Ducks, who are 9-1. Who do you got in the pick, Cillian?
I'm picking Oregon.
Oregon. Go Ducks. I think USC might be the only team in red that you do not pick.
Yes.
Yeah, you like the Oregon Ducks.
They are not good.
They're not good. Are they frauds?
Yeah, they're stinky frogs.
No, frauds. Not frogs.
Yeah, they're stinky snakes.
Oh, ooh, stinky snakes. I like that. That's good. Okay, so we've got the Oregon, number 7 Oregon Ducks over the number 15 USC Trojans. Another game that I have you picking is also in the top 25. It's our hometown, one of our hometown teams, the Michigan Wolverines, who are sitting at number 18. They travel to Maryland to play Maryland University Terrapins. Who do you got in this one? Maryland's 4-6 right now. Michigan's 8-2. Who do you got, Michigan or Maryland?
I think Maryland.
You're going with Maryland, going with an upset because they got red. That's right. All right. So we've got Maryland with an upset over Michigan. That game's going to be at 4 o'clock Eastern on Saturday. Next up is our other hometown team.
Ooh.
We've got the Michigan State Spartans, who travel to a very difficult place to play. They go to Iowa, where Iowa hosts the 3-7 Michigan State Spartans. Iowa's sitting at 6-4 right now. This game's going to be at 3:30 on Saturday. Who do you got, Michigan State or Iowa?
Michigan State.
Michigan State. All right, very good.
I hope they can be 4-7.
I hope they can be 4-7 too and get their first Big Ten win. That would be great.
And I hope they win the trophy, being 90 and 7.
Okay. Wow. That'd be great. There is I don't know if they still do it, Iowa, but from what I remember, their away locker room, so the locker room that Michigan State would be in,
Yeah.
is painted completely the color pink. Everything from the lockers to the walls to everything is painted pink.
Why?
I don't know. It's kind of silly, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I know that used to be what they had. Maybe they've changed it up, but everything in the away locker room used to be pink. Isn't that crazy?
And what is it now?
I don't know. But that's what it used to be. Maybe it still is. Isn't that kind of crazy? There's a fun fact of the day.
I think it's going to be red.
You think they're going to repaint it red? Maybe. Well, speaking of red, we mentioned that Ferris State Bulldogs are 11-0 after getting their win last week, right? Division 2, they start their playoffs this week. And so Ferris State in the first round of the playoffs, they're one of 3 undefeated teams. They're one of the 4 number 1 seeds. They will host another Michigan team who's 9-2 out of Midland, Michigan, the Northwood University Wolves. Who do you got in this one between Ferris State and Northwood? Ferris State. Hopefully they can. Their title defense begins this weekend after being back-to-back champions in Division 2. Hopefully they can go for the three-peat. Do you think they can do it?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I want Sparty to make the playoffs.
Well, I don't think Sparty's going to make the playoffs this year.
Why not?
That might have to be in a future year. But, well, they need to have a much better record to be in the playoffs, and there's just no way for them to get a much better record this year. So they're going to have to wait till next year. Okay, so you made 4 picks. You've got Michigan State over Iowa. You've got Ferris State over Northwood, Maryland with the upset over Michigan, and Oregon over USC. Feeling pretty good about those picks? All right. Hopefully you can go 4-0 this week. Do you want to talk about the NFL now?
Yeah, let's go for the Chiefs.
All right. So we know that you like those Chiefs, don't you?
Yeah. Those Chiefs, I cannot let them get another loss.
Yeah, unfortunately, bud, your picks in the NFL this last week was even worse than your picks in college football. You went 0-4 on your picks. So 0 wins, 4 losses. It was a tough week for Cillian's picks. All right, so we'll start off with the Lions. Played in Sunday Night Football.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Can you show me what the score was?
Yep. So I'll tell you what the score was, and I'll show you as well. Unfortunately, the Philadelphia Eagles. Man, those Eagles, they're so hard to beat, right?
Yeah, even though they had 2 losses.
Yep, even though they have 2 losses, they ended up getting the win 16-9. There were a lot of field goals in this game. Jalen Hurts had the touchdown for the Eagles, and Jameson Williams had another receiving touchdown for the Lions. A nice long receiving touchdown.
Did Jahmyr Gibbs have any touchdowns?
Nope. Those were the only 2 touchdowns of the game were for Jalen Hurts from the Eagles, which was a tush-push touchdown. And Jalen Williams.
It was Harrison Butker. Oh, that's the Chiefs.
Yeah, that's the Chiefs.
Did we have any field goals?
Yeah, so
do we have 1 or 2 or 3?
Well, let's double check. Jake Bates had 1 field goal, and he missed 1 extra point. The wind was really, really crazy during the game. But the Eagles kicker, Jake Elliott, was 3 for 3 on his field goals with 1 extra point made as well. So he definitely had a really good game, and the Eagles got the win 16-9. They moved to 8-2, while the Lions now sit at 6-4 on the season.
Did he get 4 losses and 6 wins?
That's right. That's what that means. So your next pick was Kansas City. You like those Kansas City Chiefs. You had them over the Denver Broncos. And unfortunately, the Broncos, their division rivals, got the win 22-19, and they go now 9-2 on the season, with one of the best records in the NFL, along with the New England Patriots. And the Kansas City Chiefs dropped down to 5-5. They're sitting outside of the playoff picture right now. So we might not even get to see the Chiefs in the playoffs this year. They got to get some wins, don't you think?
Yeah, but they did get 5 wins and 4 losses. That's still pretty good, but now they're 5-5.
Now they're 5-5. So hopefully they can get a win in this upcoming week. We'll talk about that here in a second. Patrick Mahomes had a passing touchdown. Kareem Hunt had a rushing touchdown. Travis Kelce had a receiving touchdown. And how did Harrison Butker do? He was 2 for 2 on field goals. He had 1 missed extra point. But the Broncos got the win.
It was a block.
Yeah.
Remember, you blocked extra point.
That's right. Yeah, I think it was. So Denver sitting in the top of their division, 9-2, the best record in the NFL, along with the New England Patriots, who are also 9-2. And then Kansas City outside the playoff picture right now. The Lions, even not necessarily outside of the playoff picture, they're kind of still in the hunt, more so than Kansas City, but they're sitting at third in their division, with the Bears sitting at the top of the NFC North right now, at 7-3. That's crazy.
Yeah.
The Bears. Wild, huh? All right. The next game that you picked was Thursday Night Football. We had just mentioned New England with their 9-2 record. That 9th win came over the Jets, with the Patriots winning 27-14 on Thursday night. Justin Fields for the New York Jets had a rushing touchdown, as well as a throwing touchdown to John Mechie. But it was the Drake May show. Drake May had 281 yards passing. He had a passing touchdown. And Travion Henderson, actually, it might have been more so his show. No, for the New England Patriots, Travion Henderson had 2 rushing touchdowns with 62 yards on 19 carries. And he had a reception touchdown with 31 yards on 5 receptions. He had a hat trick of touchdowns.
Wow.
Travion Henderson, what a great game for him, huh?
Yeah.
All right, and then next up, you had the Tampa Bay Buccaneers over the Buffalo Bills. And unfortunately, the Buffalo Bills, in a high-scoring game.
Let's see what it was.
Yep, ended up winning 44-32. The Bills moved to 7-3 on the season, with Tampa Bay to 6-4. Josh Allen had 3 passing touchdowns, and I think he even had 3 rushing touchdowns. He was on fire in that game. Josh Allen, all 6 touchdowns he had to deal with, or he had something to do. That's pretty impressive. So the Bills are looking strong in the AFC.
Those stinking Bills, so hard to beat.
They're so hard to beat, aren't they?
They're such like the Eagles.
They're like the Eagles of the AFC, aren't they? Huh? Ugh, so frustrating. All right, you ready for your picks for this week?
Yeah.
All right, I picked out
the Chiefs by.
All right.
Are they the first pick you had?
I can make them first if you want. I have 4 picks for you.
Yeah.
First, we'll do the Chiefs. The Chiefs host at Arrowhead Stadium on Sunday afternoon at 1:00 the Indianapolis Colts, who are 8-2. Again, one of the best records outside of the 9-2. They're coming. Here, you'll have to just look at it here, right there down at the bottom. Who do you got between the Chiefs and the Colts?
Chiefs.
Going for the Chiefs.
I think Papa's gonna want the Colts.
You think so? Well, I think he's going to be more focused on the Lions game. The Lions host the 2-9 New York Giants. Who do you got in this one between the Lions and the Giants? Lions. All right, let's go Lions. Hopefully they can get back to their winning ways. Same with the Chiefs. That would be good. Another game of interest for the Lions is a division matchup, which will also be on Sunday afternoon at 1:00. It will be the Minnesota Vikings against the Green Bay Packers. Who you got in that one?
I wish the Packers.
Sometimes it just takes a bit, but you know who I'm talking about, right? Who do we got? Minnesota Vikings or the Green Bay Packers? They're right there for you.
I'm gonna go for Minnesota.
We're going for the 4-6 Minnesota Vikings to take
I think
the
probably should
win.
want the Vikings too.
Well, I don't think he's going to root for either of those teams. He probably would want a tie. Don't you think?
Well, I want to win.
I think a win by the Vikings would probably be the best option for, particularly for the
Yeah.
Lions. Okay, so we've got the 6-3-1 Packers hosting.
If the Packers fall down all the way to 90, that would super duty help the Lions.
That would super duty help the Lions. Yes, definitely. I like that.
If they fall down 92 spots.
Okay, yeah.
It would be tough.
All right, yeah,
for the Packers.
For sure. Okay, last but not least, I have the Sunday night football game, which has the 6-4 Tampa Bay Buccaneers coming off of their loss to those stinking Buffalo Bills. They face an 8-2 LA Rams in LA. Who do you got in this one? The Bucks or the Rams?
The Buccaneers because they have red.
The Buccaneers because they have red. All right, so hopefully Baker Mayfield and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers can beat Matthew Stafford and the LA Rams.
Yeah, I hope they can win 65 to 66.
Wow, that would be a really great game.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, you ready to talk about some hockey?
Yeah.
All right.
Pick about these Red Wings.
Let's do it. Okay. So this last week in the NHL, you were 2-1 on your picks, which takes you to 19-27 on the season. We started off on November 13th with the Red Wings hosting the Anaheim Ducks, and they got the win big, 6-3.
Whoa.
Getting back to their winning ways.
Who are they playing next?
Yep, we'll get to that here in a second, okay? In that game, DeBrincat had 2 goals, Larkin had a goal, and Rasmussen had a goal. We also had goals from Sandin Palika and Sider, which are 2 of our defensemen. So it was a great game by the Red Wings over the Ducks, which got them back on their winning ways. You also, that night, picked the Dallas Stars over the Montreal Canadiens, and the Dallas Stars got the win with a shutout, 7-0. A huge win for the Dallas Stars over the Montreal Canadiens. That saw 2 goals from Robertson and was an outstanding game by their goalie, DeSmith, who had 24 shots against and stopped all of them with the shutout.
Wow.
Awesome, huh? And then last but not least, you had picked on the 15th of November the Red Wings over the Buffalo Sabres. And this was another high-scoring game with 9 goals in the game. Unfortunately, the Red Wings lost. It's their first overtime loss. They lost 5-4. So they lost there. And so this week I have 4 picks for you. 2 games from November 20th, which is this upcoming Thursday or tomorrow or the day that this podcast gets released, and 2 on Friday the 21st. Surprisingly, after that skid that the Red Wings have, they are now sitting at the top of their division.
Are they first?
They're in first in the Atlantic Division with 25 points. Now keep in mind, they have 12 wins, 7 losses, and 1 overtime loss. The way that the points are structured in NHL is when you get a win, you get 2 points. If you get a loss, you get 0 points. If you get an overtime or shutout loss, you get 1 point. And if you get a win in overtime or the shootout, you get 2 points. So right now the Red Wings are sitting at 25 points. with a 2-game win streak. They're third in their conference. There are the Carolina Hurricanes and the New Jersey Devils in the Metro Division, who both have 27 points. And in the West, Colorado is at the top of the league right now. Through 19 games, they have 31 points, the most points in the NHL right now, the Colorado Avalanche. Another fun fact before we jump into the picks, on the 17th, so I think that was on Monday, Alexander Ovechkin, he plays for the Washington Capitals. He's a 40-year-old player. He's been playing in the NHL for 21 seasons.
Wow.
Crazy, right? He scored his 903rd goal. 903 goals he's scored in 21 seasons. Isn't that crazy? That's like 43 goals a season.
Wow.
So with his 903rd goal of his career, it was his 442nd at home at the stadium where Washington plays. And that passes Gordie Howe for the most goals at a single venue as a record in the NHL.
Who'd they play?
Let's see. I'm not sure who they played. This was Monday on the 17th. They played the LA Kings, and they beat them 2-1.
Wow.
Pretty cool, huh?
Just like the Red Wings and the Panthers and
in your tabletop hockey. That's right. All right. So to start off our picks, we got tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. The New York Islanders travel to Little Caesars Arena to play the Red Wings. Who do you got?
Wings.
You got the Red Wings. All right. Also that night, we have another Eastern Conference matchup. We've got the New Jersey Devils traveling down to Sunshine, Florida. That's the name of the city. Isn't that cool? Yeah. Sunshine, Florida. To play the Florida Panthers. Who do you got in that one? New Jersey against Florida.
New Jersey.
Going with the Devils. All right. I like it. Good pick. Oops. And then I've got on Friday, the 21st, 2 games for you to pick.
Ooh.
We've got the Minnesota Wild traveling to Pittsburgh to play the Penguins. Who do you got in that one?
I don't like the Wild's home. Pittsburgh.
Going with Pittsburgh. Okay, very good. I like that pick too. And then last but not least, we've got the another Eastern versus Western Conference game. We've got the Carolina Hurricanes traveling out to Winnipeg to play the Winnipeg Jets. What do you have in that one?
Carolina.
Going with Carolina Hurricanes. All right. Very good.
Canes.
Going with the Canes. Okay. So those are our picks for the NHL. How you feeling about it?
Good.
Feeling pretty good? Okay. So just briefly, maybe we'll talk about how OU basketball is doing. Sound good? Does that sound good?
Yep.
Okay. So OU finally got their first win of the season, beating Defiance University, which was kind of slated to make sure that was going to be a pretty straightforward win. So I'm going to try and pull up the score for you. They had gotten that win after losing pretty badly to the number 1 Houston Cougars. They lost that game 78-45. But luckily they got to come back home, play in front of their home crowd, and they beat Defiance 113-47. So they got their first win of the season. And then on Monday night, they traveled down to Florida and they played the Central Florida Golden Knights. And unfortunately, after going back and forth towards the end of the game, they couldn't quite pull out the victory and ended up losing 87-83. So they're sitting in the season 1-4. But they host the 2-2 they travel to Ypsilanti, Michigan, to face the 2-2 Eastern Michigan University Eagles. Who do you got in that one? Just kind of curious who you think is going to get the win there.
Grizzly Heads.
Going with the Grizzly Heads. Going with OU. All right.
Yeah.
So hopefully that game.
I hope we can go to that.
We might not be able to make it out to that game. The game starts at 6:30 on Friday night. Usually we're eating dinner around that time, so maybe we can watch it on TV. How's that sound?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So OU sitting at 1-4. Our other hometown teams right now, Michigan State is 4-0.
Whoa!
Yeah. They are number 17th in the country, and they actually just on Monday night upset the number 12 University of Kentucky Wildcats, 83-66. They put the beat down on the Wildcats.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they host another Michigan team on the 21st. They host the University of Detroit Mercy in a game on Friday night. And then Michigan started the season 3-0. I think they're sitting at 8th in the rankings, and they really haven't played anybody difficult yet. Although Wake Forest took them to overtime, so that was a bit of a nervy game for them. But they're still 3-0 on the season. And
Who was it?
And Wake Forest.
Wake Forest.
Wake Forest.
Wake.
Yep, Wake Forest played Michigan and took them to overtime.
Michigan?
Yes.
Oh, they took them to overtime on the court?
Mm-hmm. That's right. And then just kind of a quick update in college hockey. Michigan State and Michigan are still sitting 1-2 in the rankings after Michigan State beat Notre Dame in both games. They beat them 4-1 and 3-1. U of M split with the number 3 Penn State Nittany Lions. The first night they beat Penn State 7-1. And then Penn State came back on the second night and beat Michigan 4-2, which dropped Penn State down to 5th in the rankings. So Michigan State still sitting 1-2. Michigan will face the number 8 Wisconsin Badgers this upcoming weekend. And Michigan is going to face their rivals, the Ohio State Buckeyes, this weekend. Okay. So that's college hockey. I think that's pretty much our show.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to tell the listeners tonight?
Go Chiefs.
Go Chiefs.
Go Lions.
Go Lions.
Go Sparty.
Go Sparty.
And go Red Wings.
Go Red Wings. Go Grizzlies.
Yeah.
Let's go Grizzlies. Okay, well, again, thank you all so much for listening to the Let's Talk About It Dad's Sports Podcast with Patrick and Cillian. We're so glad that you guys are still listening to us after 12 episodes. We can't wait to see how our picks go and get another weekend of sports.
Move on to episode 13.
That's right. Next week, we'll be coming out with episode 13, and hopefully we can keep providing some good content. All right? All right. Thanks so much for listening. Make sure, again, to rate and like and subscribe to our show and reach out and share it with your family and friends. Until next week, go Grizzlies.
Go Red Wings, go Sparty.